'Twas the night before showtime, and all through Newhouse, not a single thing was happening, no clicks of the mouse. All the Mac labs are empty, no producers in sight, and the writers are jokeless, they're probably on strike. The studio is set, but the hosts are not there. Is a show still a show, filming two empty chairs? Perhaps Kat had enough of Eliot's puns, or they both quit the show without telling anyone. How can a live show occur from Studio B when the last crew has all left on a shopping spree? Sure, last-minute gifts are a holiday must, but our viewers come first or this show is a bust. We have nothing prepared, hope expectations are low. What a holiday nightmare, what a mess of a show. Then what to my wondering eyes should appear but a fan of the show dressed in Studio B gear? With the cheers of the fan, the studio shined like a beacon of hope that could make you go blind. Looking up to the sky with a bright letter B, that's where we go live when we're not stuck in D. The signal encouraged the entire crew to arrive. Perhaps the show will be great, it may even thrive. Well, maybe not thrive, but at least we have hosts. Even though the writers are protesting by some lampposts. But it's too cold for their strike to continue outside, so they warm up in the studio and swallow their pride. Now jokes are being written as fast as they can, while the producers are going all over their plans. The crew start their cameras while dimming the lights, live from Studio B to all, and to all a late night.
What a crowd.
Seriously.
Hey everyone, welcome to Live from Studio B. I'm one of your hosts, Kat Brady.
And I'm Eliot Fish, and we are finally back in Studio B this week, so let's get going.
Yeah, just in time for the last episode of the season.
Exactly.
All right, so the head contractor of the Metropolitan Opera is being investigated on sexual harassment charges.
The head conductor, sorry.
Oh, thank you. He was known for making the wind section blow harder, but people became suspicious when he asked the same from the violinists.
A man smashed through his neighbor's wall and attacked him after he was tired of hearing the neighbor play "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go." 1 second you're sitting in your apartment, and the next, wham! A high school teacher in Indiana was arrested after students caught her snorting what police found to be a mix of heroin and cocaine. When asked why the students had not completed their homework that week, they used the classic, "My teacher used my paper as a blunt" excuse.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. There's definitely no way that a teacher can afford cocaine on their salary. Which is not plausible. A manager in training at an Arby's in Wyoming was arrested after trying to rob the Arby's he worked at. Police say the only possible suspects were him and the 4 other people living in Wyoming. Not a busy state.
FCC Chairman Angie Pati stated that Twitter is part of the problem when it comes to a free and open internet. Free and open? Sounds like your mom, said Twitter. Twitter's dumb.
So mature. One of the most senior members of Congress will resign after a nude photo he sent to a woman leaked on the internet. If he didn't want anyone to see it, he should have just put it in a bill. Nobody reads those.
Nobody. Police in Michigan are ending a rule that made it legal to sleep with prostitutes during undercover operations. Don't get me wrong, though. They can still have sex with the prostitutes, just not sleep together.
A new study found that rats in New York City are generally different by district. For example, a downtown rat may have lighter fur, or a rat from the village may look like this.
I love that. Viewers were shocked to see that ABC suspended anchor Brian Ross this week. They were even more shocked when they learned it had nothing to do with sex.
Speaking of, one of the accusations against Matt Lauer is that he had a huge bag of sex toys in his office. That's like some sort of creepy mailman, or the Santa at the mall Roy Moore got kicked out of.
Another thing on that note, Lauer had a button under his desk that locked his door from the inside. Who else has that except a Bond villain? I'm going to kill you, Mr. Bond, but before I do, let me show you my huge bag of sex toys.
Not something you want to see. A Daytona Beach man was caught by police trying to solicit a woman to let him have sex with her 13 and 14-year-old daughters. And in other news, Roy Moore just found his next campaign manager.
Gotcha. A Texas substitute teacher called police saying that one of her students was a terrorist after she heard a 6-year-old nonverbal Muslim boy with Down syndrome supposedly say Allah and boom. She was also suspicious that a deaf kid was throwing up gang signs.
A man in Washington state has been sitting on his lawn with an AK-47 after he says President Trump called to tell him to fight the lizard people. That is exactly what a lizard person would say. Suspicious.
Starbucks has once again been accused of waging a war on Christmas, this time with a gay agenda. What do you expect? Mike Pence thinks caramel macchiato is a gay bar.
The UK just legalized over-the-counter sales of Viagra, which coincidentally is the inspiration for J.K. Rowling's new book, Harry Potter and the Wand That Wouldn't Go Down After 4 Hours.
Michael Flynn has pled guilty after he was caught lying to the FBI. Investigator Bob Mueller is now looking into the notes that he apparently passed from Trump to Putin.
So sweet. Handwritten amendments were apparently inserted into the new Republican tax bill. We actually got our hands on one of the pages from this new bill, and trust me, it is not too pretty.
That looks like a graded test of mine.
Outrageous. All right, we'll be right back in just a few short minutes.
And we're going to be talking to Tyler Smith when we come back. Thanks, everybody. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Now, we know sometimes during the holidays, things can get a little stressful around the house. Here to talk about how he deals with the holiday chaos, our friend Tyler Smith. Welcome, Tyler.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we've heard you're part of a pretty tight-knit family. I'm just curious, how do you and your family deal with holiday stress?
Well, I find that it helps to get some distance between you and your loved ones and from each other, especially during this time of year. My mom is great at this. She's hardly ever home. Yesterday she was back for about an hour, but she just grabbed a new pair of clothes and then went back to work.
Okay.
Well, what line of work is she in?
Finance.
Okay. So keeping your distance is good advice, but is there anything else you guys do to relieve the holiday stress?
Well, I've heard that baking is a great way to relieve some tension around the holidays. In fact, the other day my dad was baking some gingerbread cookies and he was short about a cup of flour, so he went over to our neighbor Holly and borrowed some from her, and boy, he must have been spreading some cheer because he was over there for like an hour.
So Holly, who's...
Oh, Holly, she's our neighbor's daughter. She just got out of college. Really pretty, really nice girl.
All right, moving on. Do you
Wait, why are your parents never home? It's the holidays. Don't you want to spend more time with them?
Yeah. Well, when they are home, they don't really want to get along and they tend to want to fight. When they do, they fight really bad. It gets a little ugly. So it's best to keep them separate this time of year. Just like church and state are separate, so too must be my parents.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
But, I mean, they have a strong relationship. Like, my dad always sleeps on the couch to protect her from possible intruders. And he also helps her be a better person by calling her out on stuff. Like, the other day, I heard him criticizing her for blowing somebody.
Excuse me, what?
Oh, you know, like blowing somebody off, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what are some fun family activities that you guys like to do around the holidays, you know, when they are home and getting along?
Oh.
You know, just if I could cut in here, not that it's our business, but it sounds like your family is sort of falling apart.
Falling apart? My family! No, we are highly functional and fantastic.
I mean, maybe highly functional for a family in, you know, your position.
Stop it.
What? They're clearly just cheating on each other.
Look,
like,
Mom stole from the bank one time in Monopoly.
no, Tyler, like cheating, like sleeping with other people.
Eliot, do not tell him that.
Wait, so this is like that time on Sesame Street where Bert and Ernie try to find new best friends?
Sure, if Bert and Ernie stuck it in their new best friends.
Okay, we're all out of time. We're gonna have to cut to commercial break.
Wait, what?
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, Tyler, we're actually out of time, so we're gonna.
Wait, this is not happening.
All right. When we come back, we're gonna.
Breathe.
What is going on?
In for 5. Out for 5. In for 5. Out for
Sorry.
5.
If we come back, we're gonna be talking to.
Everything's gonna be all right, Tyler. Just like a little
okay?
orphan girl told you.
I think so.
Sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that
Oh my God.
there'll be sun.
Okay,
We'll be right back, everybody.
we'll be right back.
Okay, so I gotta let something out. There's been a lot of talk about me and my people in politics and the media.
Christmas is a federal holiday. It's not like you can just pretend it doesn't even happen.
Take away the nativity scene, and now you're going to take away red and green? That's crazy.
Began attacking the Christmas holiday.
They don't use the word Christmas because it's not politically correct.
Finally, the truth. Lots of people say that the war on Christmas doesn't exist. They say, who's fighting a war on Christmas? Me. I'm fighting a war on Christmas.
I'm fighting the war on Christmas. I'm fighting the war on Christmas.
I'm fighting the war on Christmas.
I used to love Christmas, celebrated every year with my family until I sat on Santa's lap in the mall. I tugged at his beard and it came off. I knew he wasn't real way too early. Now, I hate Christmas. I loved Christmas. Until Starbucks stopped putting on their cups.
I mean, I'm Jewish, so I don't hate Christmas.
Oh, man. Christmas is just a holiday created by the conifer industry to sell trees.
You know, Christians are supposed to boycott Starbucks because their cups are anti-Christmas. It put me in a rough spot because I had to choose between my Lord and Savior's birthday and Starbucks. I chose Starbucks. Thanks, Starbucks. Tell me this. Why is it okay for an old fat guy to break into our houses at night? How do we package that as fun to kids?
Everyone is just trying to make money. Santa doesn't even give you gifts. It's just Mom and Dad.
And they aren't even made in the North Pole by elves. I found that out too.
Yeah, they're made by little kids in Asia for Best Buy.
Thanks, Best Buy.
It's just annoying. The lines in the stores get really long, even when I'm not buying presents.
And the line is out the door at Starbucks.
Plus, all they do is play Christmas music.
No. All they play is Mariah Carey's hit, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Haven't we heard it enough?
Yes!
Also, could Mariah Carey be doing any less?
No!
Also, I hate the countdowns we have for Christmas. Christmas is one day, but no. First you have Christmas Eve, and the 12 days of Christmas.
And the 25 days of Christmas. And the 25 days till the 25 days of Christmas.
And all the other countdowns.
Can I just enjoy Thanksgiving, or do we have to go straight from Halloween to Christmas the next day?
They're trying to exploit you. Thanksgiving is real, and they're trying to put the turkey industry out of business.
Like, Christmas is one day, but Christians celebrate it for like 2 months. I mean, Hanukkah's 8 nights, and we barely celebrate it for 2. It's a little much in my opinion. But I mean, wait, Christmas is like the birth of Jesus Christ, right? I mean, it's like those girls that celebrate not their birthday, but their birthday month. It's like worse than that.
It's because the Christmas industry is choking us to death. If Toys R Us didn't exist, then Christmas probably would have died like 100 years ago.
What do we do to fight Christmas? How are we fighting the system?
We say the out of Happy Holidays.
When someone says Merry Christmas to me, I correct them because I don't celebrate Christmas. I make them say Happy Hanukkah.
I buy a ton of Starbucks. I mean, I would do that anyway, but it's kind of a 2 birds, 1 stone type thing. When I found out Santa wasn't real, I told my entire 1st grade class. Now, I still tell every 1st grade class I'm with. And I'm a teacher.
Santa isn't real.
I'm fighting the war on Xmas. I'm fighting the war on Xmas.
I'm fighting the war on Xmas.
I'm fighting the war on Xmas.
But we're all in agreement on the Tooth Fairy, right?
No doubt. Totally real. Yep.
Gem.
Whew. So our first attempt at trying to spread some holiday cheer didn't really go too well.
Yeah, that was really depressing.
So we decided that it's a good idea to keep trying to spread the holiday cheer. So luckily we have with us today an elf we found wandering around campus. So nice to meet you, Elf.
Elf, are you okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've just never seen anything like these before, you know.
Like what? Like the studio, you mean?
Oh, no. Human-sized chairs. To be sitting in one,
But you are human-sized. I don't...
So, Elf, would you mind just telling us a little bit about how you came to be on a college campus?
Yeah.
Did you, like, fall out of Santa's sleigh or something?
First of all, elves aren't allowed on the sleigh. Only Santa. Second, if for some reason I was on the sleigh, Santa would never let me fall off of it. He would catch me.
Oh, no, I was just kind of making a joke.
To answer your question, Kat, I fell off of one of Santa's reindeer and I landed in Onondaga Lake.
Well, I hope you're okay. What made you decide to stay?
Well, there's a serious lack of cheer on this campus, you know, so I decided to stay so I could spread some joy, you know, to the campus members, you know, except for the naughty kids. They get coal.
Why do you look at me when you,
So how do you spread holiday cheer around campus?
Well, I love to make people gifts. It's kind of difficult sometimes, you know, because of the limited resources. I have to make do with what I have available. Like the majority of my work gets done in dorm rooms that people forget to lock.
Wait, sorry, no, you break into people's dorm rooms? I'm pretty sure that's just illegal.
It's for the greater good, so
No, Elf, I think that's actually an invasion of privacy.
Well, how else am I supposed to spread cheer? I only usually use their scissors and their hot music boxes anyway, so.
Hot music boxes?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they don't have music, you know, until the end when they play like those beeping sounds. But you know, I'm not complaining. It works. It gets the job done.
Oh wait, hang on. Do you mean like a microwave?
I'm pretty sure I mean a hot music box.
So you mean like a thing where you put something else inside of it for a set amount of time and heat it up?
Yeah, how else would a hot music box work?
So, Elf, what kind of things do you meld in this hot music box?
Oh, you know, I like to make jewelry. I like to make jewelry. I'm actually wearing one of my pieces right now.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do you like it?
It's beautiful, Elf. It's really lovely.
That is really nice.
Thank you.
But isn't that like unsafe though, like heating up that stuff? Like I know it's not safe for humans to.
I'm not a human. I'm an elf, so I'm.
Well, so you're kind of like Buddy the elf, right? That's not offensive to you, is it?
No. That's the best compliment I've ever received. But he's like a god, you know, in the elf world. He's amazing.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I have pictures of us together. Do you want to see?
No.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll see him.
So here's us. Here's us in New York, on the street.
Oh.
Do you like them?
Those are.
We're just hopping along.
They're wonderful.
You guys look like you're having.
Here's another one. We're eating dinner in his apartment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. Here's us getting married. Yeah.
Those are great.
No, those are obviously photoshopped.
Well, thanks so much for showing those to us,
Yeah.
Elf.
Yeah,
They're
no
really
problem.
great. It looks like we're actually out of time.
I have gifts for you guys too.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
that's so nice.
That's so nice.
Here. Kat, this is for you. I knitted it. I made it myself.
Oh my
It's,
gosh.
Yeah, it took me a while.
It looks so soft.
Yeah.
Thank
She
you.
definitely
Okay.
didn't.
I mean, I'm always cold on
Eliot,
set.
Yeah.
Here, I made this. Handmade.
For me?
Yeah.
Really?
It's for you.
To keep?
Yeah. Forever. I worked hard.
Oh wow, I have to name it.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Thank you.
That's really sweet. Well, that's unfortunately all the time we have, but thank you so much for being here, Elf.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. All right.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking to the Student Association Vice President Angie Pati. So stick around.
We'll be right back.
We're 5 minutes to air, people. Where's Otto? Bert, I told you, just text him. Who is that? Still looking for Otto. Nick. Really? Adam, he's in the lobby.
Cassandra, Bayheim isn't going to be able to make the show tonight.
Okay, don't care? Find Otto. Otto, we've been looking for you. Thank you so much for coming to our show. Now, will someone please put a fucking mic on him? Places.
Welcome back, everybody. As we said before the break, we are here with Student Association Vice President Angie Pati. Angie, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, of course.
So this was your first semester as Vice President, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
How's it going so far?
It's awesome. I mean, I'm ridiculously biased, but I'm having a great time. It's actually my first semester in Student Association in general, so to come in as Vice President was interesting, but it was really cool to learn a lot about it and like get some outside experience and bring that into Student Association as well. But to come in like your first semester and as Vice President, you're like, you had freshmen coming up, you're like, I don't know how to do this. I was like, yeah, I don't really either.
It's a learning curve.
But it's been great. I mean, honestly, we can't complain. It's been really nice. Students have been really well receptive, so I think that's made all the difference, really, just kind of excited about our initiatives.
That's awesome. Is there any way to like gauge like your approval? Because like, do you guys have like approval ratings polls or like?
That's like a good idea. Usually we do kind of like an annual report, but they haven't done one in like 2-3 years. So not that annual.
Semi-annual report.
Yeah, we'll go with, yeah.
But we're kind of trying to figure that out. We might send out a survey, just kind of like, so we're having an open forum tonight, or tomorrow night, excuse me, and it's with the administration. And I think we might send one out and just like, hey, was this helpful? Like, how have Student Association initiatives this past semester been for you? So that's kind of what we're moving towards. It's just hard to get people to take surveys, but it's at least it's something.
So you're having an open forum tomorrow night. Can you kind of like explain like what that looks like? And
Yeah, so Student Association exists to be like that bridge between the administration and the students, but often there's this disconnect. I mean, you have James and I representing like just literally just two seniors who are just jaded and like washed up, but love the school, representing all of the student body, and sometimes the administration and the students don't get to interact. And so what the forum is, it has the chief of DPS, it has Dolan Ivanovich, who's the new senior vice president for enrollment and student experience, and Provost Wheatley. So really like three main key players on this campus just answering questions from students.
That's awesome. And you were saying that people usually kind of get worried when you have open forums. Why is that?
Yeah, I didn't realize that until the other day. People were like, well, why are you having it? And we're like, well, Just cause, just cause it's time for people to be able to literally stand with a microphone, look Provost Wheatley in the eye, and literally be like, hey, I have just this question about tuition. So yeah.
How long, do people get with, can I just go up there and, tell jokes for a minute and then be like, oh, here's my question?
Well, we're not screening the questions because, we really want people to have their own agency. Yes. So you could do that. We would judge you and probably wouldn't give the mic back to you.
Oh, it's okay. It's the same thing as Studio B.
Yeah. We try not to let him have microphones, but he just keeps getting his hands on them. So you're saying also that your initiatives for this semester, you're primarily focusing on health and wellness. How do you feel about the mumps?
Bump those mumps.
Yeah.
It's been interesting because it wasn't something that we were initially planning on getting involved in, but then James and I kept getting one day I got 40 emails about the mumps, and I was like, and people were like, are you sending us home? I was like, I'm in your bio class. What do you
Nobody plans for the mumps.
Did you write as a response?
The subject line.
But basically what we realized is there was just a lack of communication student to student. And so we obviously can't send people home. James Franco, history and political science major is not gonna cure the mumps. But we could be we hosted just a funny event and basically just gave people snap codes so that they could be redirected to health services website and just make people aware, give them hand sanitizer. A lot of people didn't have that. So little things that we can do, so stuff like that. A lot of our focus for health and wellness, because that was a really quick event, have been more mental health, sexual health, relationship and sexual violence advocacy, and then safety-wise is a lot of what James and I are also passionate about. So we've been talking a lot about this Euclid shuttle that'll take us to off-campus neighborhoods, and we were talking to the administration, they want to get that plan rolled out by the end of the semester. So it's been really cool. And then that's just James and myself. There's so many there's 50 other people in student association. They all have different passions. This open forum wasn't even really planned by James and myself.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So last question for you. You were telling us earlier about a dinner that you and James had.
Yeah. When you asked me if anything funny happens, James and I are just wild, and so we just I don't know. The other day, someone James literally sleeps in the office, and a janitor walked in at 3 in the morning, and he is the couch backed up against his office. He's like, oh my god. But yeah, we went to dinner with the chancellor's chief of staff, who's great, really, really great. And she was talking about how she went to Howard University and all the people she was graduating with, because we were like, oh my god, we don't want to graduate. And she graduated with Puff Daddy, and so she was saying, literally, it was wild. She was talking about it, and she was like, yeah, well, he was a kid that we all kind of tried to avoid, because he kept avoiding, he kept inviting us to all these parties, and we're like, nah, Steve, we gotta study, literally. And so she was and now she was we have a reunion on a cruise, and we're all man, we all really slept on Steve.
Wait, so Puff Daddy went to Harvard?
Howard.
Oh, Howard.
Yeah.
Okay, I think so.
That would be amazing.
Really
That'd be really cool too. But yeah, she was telling us all these incredible people she went to school with, and Puff Daddy was one of them.
Lesson learned: be nice to everybody.
No, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh god, there's so many.
They may become the next Puff Daddy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Unreal.
How would you say, just wrapping up, in terms of last thoughts, anything you'd want to say to the Syracuse community, the 2 people who watch our show?
My parents.
I was on the radio, so I apologize. Well, first, I'm going to start watching a lot more. Second, I think it's just been an honor. I know it's only been 1 semester, but it's been great. People are really just kind and well receptive, and it's understandable. James and I have started calling our emails roasts. So we're okay, I gotta read some roasts, gotta write some roasts. But awesome. It's nice because we really care, and students really care, and they recognize that we're trying. So it's been
That's really great.
That's great.
Well, you're doing a great job, and thank you so much for coming. We're really happy that you were able to make it.
Thanks for being here, everybody, and thank you all for watching the 2nd season live from Studio B.
Yeah,
we will be back
finale.
next season.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.